Today, there was your typical dog and pony show on Capitol Hill, not just the one I'm talking about yesterday with the PGA Tour and Live Golf, where demagoguery occurred on both sides of the political aisle. This time we have a major demagogue by the name of Christopher Wray, a criminal, director of the FBI, someone who has turned his agency into a Hitler-esque Gestapo to be used not just against January 6th peaceful protesters, but parents, Catholics, other religions. He sits there, he's got a schoolboy type look, doesn't know anything. What me know? I don't know anything. I'm not really in charge of my FBI. I'll have to come back to you on that. Of course, nothing ever comes back. But the Republicans up there acted in a completely disgraceful fashion, except for a few exceptions like Matt Gaetz and some others. Didn't ask questions about the cover-up of the bribery from communist China, Ukraine, and Russia. Didn't ask questions about other issues involving FBI mass surveillance of the American people, which came out recently, notably the January 6th defendants and others. They just sat there and they played their game. You've got Jim Jordan, rolled up sleeves, no coat, wrestling coach from Ohio State. I'm always very critical of him because all he does is talk. There's no action. This guy is the head of the House Judiciary Committee. He's the chairman. He hasn't sought to impeach one federal judge that has been violating the rights of January 6th protesters in the worst court in this country, the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, and their appellate court is no better. They just rubber stamp. Establishment rhinos, establishment Democrats, simply terrorizing the American people collectively to make sure that we can't rise up even peacefully without retribution. It is time for the American people to rise up themselves and to use Freedom Watch as the vehicle, our Justice League. We have no legitimate FBI. We have no legitimate Justice Department. The people that run these organizations are criminals in their own right. They're bribed to the hilt in one manner, shape, or form. If it's not with money across the desk, then it's with promises of greater roles or jobs in government, or they don't want to sacrifice the ability to go back into the private sector and have their security clearance taken away, or God knows what. But these agencies are corrupt to the core. The legal profession, by and large, is corrupt to the core on a federal level. There are some good federal judges elsewhere in the country, but they certainly don't exist in Washington, D.C. or New York City. We've seen that recently. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause. We are your Justice Department. We are bringing our own criminal prosecutions on behalf of the American people against Biden, his druggy son, his brother, against Fauci, against Robert Mueller, against federal judges who violate their oath of office, and others. Contribute with tax-deductible contributions. We need more lawyers. We need more office space. We need more paralegals. We need to get bigger. We have been hurt financially by the siphoning off contributions to a worthless Republican Party that promises things that they never, ever intend to deliver. We have no opposition party in this country, but you have a bunch of court jesters who play the game with the Democrats, one side, the other side, the National League, the American League. They're all part of the same National League. The fact is, our government is a complete fraud. And it is time for the American people to rise up, to do it for themselves, to get the job done. And we give you an alternative and a way to do it at Freedom Watch. So go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. Get my book, It Takes a Counter-Revolution, Rise Up America. And we also want to be working with the few good people in the House of Representatives who actually have some courage to get so-called President Biden impeached. The guy shouldn't be there. He's committed crimes. He's perhaps the biggest criminal, notwithstanding the fact that he's brain dead in American history. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Remember, the father and son will only help us if we help ourselves. If you care about your kids or grandkids and future generations, just don't sit there and do nothing. If you're young or middle-aged, you better get active too and join Freedom Watch's Justice League, or there'll be nothing for you in terms of this country continuing on. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast.